Hello guys, there's a very good opportunity to buy CADJPY, and if you stick with me to the end of this video, I'll be showing you exactly where and when to do so. So I'm currently on the monthly time frame, and what you basically try to do is to get our directional bias as well as our major key zones. So the rectangular bars that I currently have on my chart are indications of the major key zones. So the next thing would be for us to get our directional bias. Evidently or obviously from all we can see, CAD has been in an uptrend for a very long time. And why is that? It's because it has been making higher highs and higher lows. So if we were to concentrate on the most recent events on the chart, we can see that not so long ago, CAD gave us an inverse head and shoulder pattern on the monthly time frame. And what that means is that it's a bullish reversal chart pattern, and this simply meant that while this pullback took place, we had a strong inverse head and shoulder chart pattern and broke above a major resistance zone, and price has been pushing up ever since. So, like I said, this is the monthly time frame, and for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, we've had the buyers in charge of this particular market. So, even if I were to take this out from the candles that we're seeing and the structure of the market or the market structure here, we can see that the price is still ready to keep going upwards. And where do we think price is headed to? Price tried to get to those major resistance zone in the past. It was rejected, but we can see that buyers are attempting to do so again. So without wasting much time on the monthly time frame, we go down to the weekly time frame to see if our story would align. Now on the weekly time frame, what we basically try to do is to get a structure of the market that we can work with. And like zoom in for us to see what's happening here. We just stated that price is gonna keep heading towards this resistance zone. So the next thing I try to do most times is to see if I can get a chart pattern I can work with. And the one that immediately jumps out is this simple bullish chart pattern where we have price giving us a high, coming back with a pullback, and then trying to continue pushing upwards. So if I'm to bring this out, this is what we have currently. So price was a high, there was a pullback, and we can see that buyers are currently trying to push price upwards. So now on those weekly time frame, we can see that it correlates with what we saw on the monthly time frame, that price is still heading upwards. So we can now start trying to add some of our other analytical tools. So here I can include a trend line just to show that yes, this is the direction of price heading upwards or being bullish. Then another tool I can add also would be my Fibonacci retracement tool. So from those swing low to those swing high, and there's what we call the Fibonacci retracement to golden zone, which is the area between the 0.5 and 0.618. So why I said there's a buying opportunity here even from the start of the video is that we can see that even on this major or this higher time frame, the weekly time frame, we've gotten our chart pattern to work with. We have our trend line, our fib tool, and it's showing that price has just been rejected from the Fibonacci retracement to golden zone. If I'm to push this way a bit, we can see that our fib to golden zone also aligns with a minor support zone from the past. You can see that price was rejected here several, or rather a minor resistance zone in the past. Price was rejected here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for almost 6, 7 weeks before price broke above this level, and now price has returned to the same level, aligning with making a third touch of a trend line as well as entering the Fibonacci retracement to golden zone. So what do we do next? We go to the daily time frame to see the most recent happening in the market. Now we can see that the market is giving us like a perfect structure. Now I understand that there's nothing really perfect, but I call this like a perfect structure because now we had price coming into the zone. The next thing we'll have to do would be, or the thing we'll have to do would be, how do we now take advantage of this setup? Excuse me. In other words, we can start going down to our entry time frame because we can see already that buyers are pushing price upwards already. So we can go quickly to the 4-hour time frame from where we can start looking for what opportunity to enter the market. So if I zoom out, first thing that I would add if I were to take look for any entry opportunity would be what my counter trend line. Counter trend line is simply trend line going in the opposite direction of what our immediate trend of the market. So we can see that the market has been making lower lows and lower highs. Now the counter trend line has just the counter trend line has been taken out with price closing above it. So the question is, how do I now look for entries as in this case? So I can also try to add like another trend line. This would just be to guide me that okay, price is headed in this direction. So our best place to have entered this trade would have been here, where price broke and closed above the trend line. There was a pullback. Would have been able to take our trade here, but we can still go further down to the 1 hour time frame to look for opportunities to enter the market. And from what I can see, there is an immediate opportunity to enter this particular market, and that's because we just had a pullback here and price is heading upwards. So I already have a position in this particular trade, and if you're coming across this video, you could actually still get in because it's still gonna be a ride upwards for a while. So price has just put back on the 1 hour time frame and it's currently heading upwards. So just to make it clearer, I'll have my stop loss here, just to be safe. So if you're able to come across this video in time while this is still playing out, then you can actually get in. So if we go back to the 1 hour time frame, this would have been the perfect place to take This would have been the perfect place to get into the trade, but it's still not bad entering here and just trying to be safe a bit in case price comes down to grab some sort of liquidity underneath this area. So I have my stop loss here. So it's a bit big, but looking at where we're hoping this trade will go all the way to, then this is a huge risk to reward of 1 to about 4. So if you're able to come across this and while the trade is still playing out, then you can compare this with your own analysis and take advantage of this particular currency pair. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications for subsequent videos. Cheers and do enjoy the rest of your day.